If you're a newer, small business and you've been struggling to get your first few sales, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do, because there's an easy formula that any business owner can follow to start drumming up sales, no matter how much or how little marketing experience you have. And in case you don't know, I'm Brandy with Life Marketing, the digital marketing agency that helps small businesses grow every single day. So the formula for getting your first few sales is this: listen, position, and advertise. Listen means social listening. It means being aware of what your target audience is saying or how they're feeling in regards to your product or service. This is a step beyond basic market research, because at this point, especially if you've watched our other videos, you should have already determined what pain points or problems your audience has that your business solves, or what goals they have that your business helps them achieve. You should already have an understanding of why your audience would or should care about your offer and how it helps them. Listening to your audience means you take it a step further and say, okay, what complaints do they have about our competitors who offer the same product or service? Or what questions do we get over and over again about our product that indicates an area of concern? You may be addressing the wrong pain point in your ads, leading to zero sales, and you won't know that until you see that your audience cares about something else more. For instance, let's say you offer services giving facials and selling skincare, and in your ads, you highlight the good price of your offerings compared to your competitors, advertising a new discounted package bundle. But maybe your audience's pain point isn't pricing. Maybe it's that they want a holistic skincare solution and want to know that your products treat the source of the skin issues they're having, as opposed to just treating the symptoms with a band-aid solution. You can also listen to your audience's behaviors, because sometimes actions speak louder than words, right? So if you've been running ads or posting social media content and you're not getting any engagement, what is it about those ads that are not resonating? Maybe they use language or verbiage that is so overused in your market that they have no meaning anymore. For example, we don't use expert strategies in our ads because everyone does. And when you see the same thing over and over and over again in an industry, it stops holding any real value for the consumer. Here's another example: all the greenwashing happening in household cleaning products. Just because you put a green leaf on the packaging or the word non-toxic in the ad language, as a consumer that has seen both of those things well over 100 times, it doesn't influence me. Even though, yes, I want non-toxic products, it doesn't matter that you're addressing that if the language is overused or has a history of failing to hold any real weight or value. Now, if I start seeing a short, clean 3-item ingredient list or something, that's gonna get my attention, because that shows me that it's actually non-toxic. So here are 2 things you can do to start listening and understanding how your audience actually feels about your product or service. Stalk your competitors' social media, especially if you don't really have much engagement on your own social media pages to look at. Live in the comment sections of your competitors' Instagram or Facebook or TikTok and see what people are talking about, asking about, or complaining about. I comment all the time on clothing brands and ask if they're coming out with tall sizes soon for my 5'10" self. And if they practice social listening and paid attention to those comments, they would see that their audience has a need that they are not currently fulfilling or addressing, or in my case, something that's full-blown stopping them from purchasing. You can use this information to your advantage to make sure you have an accurate grasp on what your audience actually needs or cares about. Now, if your audience is not discussing your product or service as much on social media, then another place you can look is on Google. Type in some keywords or search queries related to your product or service and look for these 3 things. Number 1, the people also ask questions. Look at these to see what people frequently ask around this topic. Number 2, look to see if any Q&A forums pop up in the top search results like Reddit or Quora, where people are discussing your product or service. And number 3, look to see if any directories appear in the top search results. A lot of times, especially if you run a service-based business, there are directory websites out there whose sole purpose is to rank the different businesses who offer the same service as you do. And the business profiles on those directory sites have their own review sections. So it's more niche than just looking at Google reviews. And you can see exactly how your competitors' clients feel about them and why. Either way, whether you're listening on social media, Google, or both, the goal is to get as in your audience's shoes as you can and understand their view of your product or service. From there, you want to position your product or service accordingly. Going back to the skincare example, stop discounting the price and instead leave the price alone and focus on the holistic value. Looking at the household products, Stop using saturated language like non-toxic and instead highlight your 3-item ingredient list, which proves you're non-toxic without you having to say so. If you're a clothing brand and you're getting comments asking about tall sizes, start seeing what you can do to accommodate that. Or if you already offer it, make it the focus of your ads and content for a bit and make it super accessible. See what it does for your bottom line. This second part of the formula is basically taking what you learned from the first part and changing your ads and content to reflect that. Don't get caught up in what you think your audience cares about or wants to hear, because I see that a lot from small business owners. Let the data and the comments speak for themselves and position your content accordingly. And then the last part of the formula for success is to advertise. You need to make sure your audience is seeing your new repositioned content. Now, typically, advertising means having a budget and spending money to run ads, whether that's on Facebook, Google, Instagram, YouTube, or what have you. You can literally put $5 towards a post on Facebook just to give it some extra targeted reach. But if you don't have any spare cash to run ads, for the sake of this video, advertise is going to mean any promotional content, even if it's just a regular organic post on Instagram or something. So whether you're running actual ads or just posting organic content, you want to make sure not just that your content is getting seen, but that it's getting seen by the right people. Now, that is another reason why running paid advertisement helps, because you have control over the targeting. But even if you're just posting organic content, make sure you're at least posting it on the platform where your audience spends the most time. If you have the budget to run ads but don't know how, check out any of these videos. I will link them below. And if you're posting organic content and want to know which platform is best for your business, I will link this video below too.